On December 20th, 1991, me and my co-defendant was going to a party, and we went to the apartment building, found out the party was canceled, come back out the apartment building, and the deceased, he's there with two other friends. And when we see each other, he pulled out a gun, I pulled out a gun. And he was shot, and he passed away. And from that day forth, my life changed.
Dream City is a performing arts organization that puts out plays, shows, does projects, does programs that are authentic to the city. And Dream City is kind of taking all that potential, all that energy that's kind of lost and not put into action and putting it into action.
I went in when I was 16 for manslaughter. I'm 31 now. I was HP too. I stayed up in Potomac Garden. The sons and daughters of congressional folks would come by at night to pick up drugs. One night things got out of hand. Some kids got shot up. They wanted to put the whole neighborhood away. I took the rap like a man.
My name is Eddie B. Ellis Jr. I grew up in Washington, D.C. I was raised here all of my life. And I was just previously incarcerated for 15 years for manslaughter and self-defense. And I've now been home for a year and a half.
I met Eddie at an event about the conditions that D.C. inmates face at Correctional Institute Rivers, which is in Winton, North Carolina.
I spoke about the prison that I was in, and John heard me speak.
I said that this guy probably has some experience that's relevant to this play that I'm working on.
And he ran up to me and said, Eddie, I need to talk to you.
I'm working on this play. Would you be interested in kind of reading this? And he was like, oh, sure, let me see it. He was just very energetic from the get-go.
And me and John we came together.
I know, but he's been done wrong. If I can atone for my life, it's by giving this kid a chance to tell the world why he did what he did.
In the back, on the right side, 1337. Yeah. When we moved here, we was the second family to move in the whole complex. And I just come home. My mother come from work, my grandmother come from work, do my homework, go to the boys club, which is up the street, practice or play football, and come back home, get ready for school again. The streets basically drew me in around the age of 15. It wasn't the cars, I don't know how to drive. It wasn't the jewelry, I don't like jewelry. So I guess it was the money, and the things that come along with, the streets and certain statuses or whatever, hang around the wrong people. And but I don't blame them, I blame myself because I was taught, right from wrong, and I chose to take the wrong path, and I ended up going to jail.
Live from 9th and G Street Northwest, across the street of the Martin Luther King Library, we are now in day 3 of Southside, the 3rd ever staged reading at the Mead Theater Lab.
At night, these streets whisper to each other. The world's greatest authors and orders can't editorialize it. No director can show it on no kind of screen. No poem or play is going to mandate that you emphasize with this pain. You might not understand why 12 and 14-year-olds grip the polished pistols, but you do know how to listen and how to hear the story, Southside story.
Southside initially began as an idea as a result of some friends that I had that went to Ballou, and they said, okay, well, your next project should be something that talks about youth violence. And I said, well, why is that? And they said, well, Violence happens often in our communities, but it's always the same formula. It's always the same response. It's very predictable.
Police are still on the scene investigating this drive-by shooting, and as you mentioned, Ballou High School right down the street from here, a street that this afternoon became a shooting gallery with students as sitting ducks.
And you should do a play that kind of satires, that kind of analyzes this, that kind of takes a different approach.
So please join me in giving a warm welcome to your friend and also mine, our own Mayor Pilfer E. Swindlebucks.
First thing I did after I wrote like the first couple pages was I had some young people read. So that initial reaction of some of the like 14, 15-year-old kids from like Southside from Southeast that read it, that kind of knew it a lot more intimately than like I would. They were positive. They kind of said, well, this is what you might want to put in there. And then the script just kind of developed.
I think John doing it because he really want to know and not on a experiment type of thing. I'm going to experiment on these people. And see. I think he really want to know what's going on, and that's what allowed him to really come through the way that he come through.
I think Eddie initially was a little reluctant to consider himself an actor, even though he had no experience, like kind of the formal procedures of acting. He was very comfortable.
It was the first time, and I was very nervous, but I really enjoyed my character because it was something a role I really played, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Sacrificed the best years of my life. What could have been my college years, wonder years, because I decided to put a gun in my hand.
It's a different life than you will have to live and adapt to in prison, and opposed to on the street. Growing up in prison was difficult in a lot of ways because, first of all, I was a teenager trying to learn how to be a teenager. And being in prison, it kind of takes you off of that path because now you're around grown men. The thing that frustrates me the most about the picture of people in prison is always negative. And I understand that we done a lot of bad things to get there, most of us. And it's a lot of people there that do constructive stuff. You have people there that write books. You actually have men there that I know work just to send money to their kids. You have people there that actually teach people how to get their GED. You have people there that teach you how to draw, teach you how to cut hair, teach you how to sing, teach you how to deal with the stock market, to be a lawyer. So there's a lot of people that do a lot of good things in this situation.
What is freedom? What is America? What is freedom in America? There's no freedom in my America. In my America, only the dead respected, only the killers safe.
But I basically try to just study, read a lot, write, and basically prepare myself for coming home. I didn't really know what to prepare for. Only thing I said to myself, Eddie, look, it's gonna be hard. Prepare yourself for struggle, prepare yourself for challenges, and a lot of this stuff have been happening. A lot of challenges and struggles, been coming my way, but I've been strong, thus far, so. The incident happened a block over.
Okay.
And I never made it back home. This is the first time I actually, since that day, stood in front of this house. It just looks so different though, but it just feels good to be back out here. Instead of looking at it on pictures, I can see it with my own eyes, So it's just a wonderful place.
Out of 12 of my soldiers, one knew to see me. Put salt in the game, shame the family and push my black ass straight into a terrifying ambush. The whole empire's at stake. Master in the streets, devil dimension won't break and turn snake. For Pete's sake, you gotta be.
The play is not a solution. The play is asking a question. The audience needs to come up with the answers. Our society needs to come up with the answers. The public policy gurus need to come up with the answers. I don't have the answers. I'm only 23 years old. This is just my battle cry, saying this is what's going on. Can we stop it?